numbers. New Fox News polls show 48% of voters under the age of 30 approve of the job President Trump is doing. Joining me now for Young Conservatives Week is RNC Youth Advisory Council co-chair Brilyn Hollyhand. Brilyn, great to have you this morning. Thanks so much for being here.
Maria, thanks for having me back. Happy Tuesday to you.
So give us a sense of what the feeling is among your generation. You campaigned with Vice President J.D. Vance, one of America's youngest vice presidents ever. How would you rate the Trump administration's job so far? What is it that is resonating with Gen Z?
Yeah, Maria, it's simple. We're seeing those record high numbers for President Trump because he's done more in 50 days than any other president has done in 500. President Trump is a president for Gen Z. You know, in 2 short months, he has performed CPR on the American dream, and he's brought it back to life. So on behalf of Gen Z this morning, I just want to simply say thank you to President Trump, because under 2 months of President Trump so far, the American dream was once again attainable. Homes are more affordable, Maria. Egg prices are dropping. Illegals are being deported. Inflation is going down, and jobs are being created. And yes, as you mentioned, Trump's assembled the youngest cabinet since H.W. Bush, with 41-year-old J.D. Vance leading the charge. These are young, energetic leaders. They're ready to lead the Grand Old Party into the future. And I think Republicans are in the best position we've ever been in since Reagan's reelection, because unlike the Democrats, when Trump and Vance make a promise, they keep it. And every time they deliver on a campaign promise, Maria, they are winning more youth voters and keeping them in the GOP base going into 2026 and 2028. Really
fascinating stuff to see this generation. New data shows Gen Z the most conservative generation in decades. How did that happen? The Democrats not faring as well, of course. The Democrat Party seeing the lowest favorability rating ever, with no cohesive leader to help improve it. A CNN poll reveals Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was the top politician among Democrats who were asked who best reflects the core values of the party. Brilyn, tell us about this. Do you think AOC could win back Gen Z for Democrats? What is the value system of Gen Z right now?
Not at all, Maria, and that is the most embarrassing poll I've seen for the DNC. The future of the DNC is AOC. The future of the GOP is J.D. Vance, and that's a pretty stark contrast this morning. The New York Times, yes, even the New York Times reported last week that Democrats were, quote, getting destroyed among youth voters. And it's true, because the Dems' plan to win over Gen Z is to send AOC, Bernie Sanders, and Tim Walz out there to scream and scare away voters, post cringy TikToks, and call us Nazis and garbage. I know this is shocking to you, but that's actually not working. Our plan on our side is simple: to deliver on the promises that Gen Z voted for. And Maria, it's working. We also have a little secret advantage on our side. Tom Homan is doing some work for us by deporting their voters in the thousands. So I know that the DNC HQ is scrambling this morning.
That is incredible. There were some rumors that AOC and Bernie Sanders were talking about them being the dream ticket for 2028 on the Democrat side. Do you see Bernie Sanders and AOC being VP and president in 28?
Hey, I highly encourage them to, and we will see a bigger landslide than we just did in November. The DNC went too far left with Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. They would be making a big mistake to go farther left with AOC and Bernie Sanders. But please, DNC, do that, and we will have a bigger win, and J.D. Vance will be the president come 2028, and it'll be a new renewed golden age for the future of America.
Well, it's so remarkable to me because there was so much resist from young people the first Trump administration. Here we are in the second Trump administration. People see things very differently, especially young people under 30 years old. So what is the Gen Z generation right now so attracted to Trump about?
He's real. He's relatable. He's down to earth. And he's actually doing things to help the country. I saw it on the campaign trail. When I pitched him the idea of joining TikTok, he was all over it. And I thought going into that meeting that it would be something that he would be against, something that would be hard to convince a presidential candidate to join an app that was so controversial. But he said, if it's going to help us win Gen Z, let's do it. And my message to him was simple. Let's go on platforms where Gen Z is. To reach Gen Z voters, you have to go where Gen Z is. He joined TikTok. He went on podcasts. He went on college campuses. He came to my hometown of Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and threw out hot dogs in the student section at the college football game day. It was amazing because he actually reached out directly. That's why Gen Z is so attracted to him, and it's working, and his numbers are historically high, as you noted.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's authenticity, Brilyn, right? I mean, you know President Trump is authentic and real, and he's not trying to put on an act. It's very easy to see through people who are actually trying to be someone they're not. And I guess your generation, that's very important to your generation.
Yeah, it really is. Our generation is tired of broken promises. Our generation is tired of waking up and being scared about the future of this country, wondering, are we going to have an America to grow up in, much less an America to raise our future families in? Under President Trump, we're all sleeping easier at night. We're all breathing easier during the day. And I'm just super excited about this golden age of the country and what the future with President Trump's going to look like. And I think Gen Z agrees with me, with the majority, which is crazy to say that Gen Z is supporting a Republican in office, but that is the country we live in today.
Well, I mean, look, it also has to do with policies, right? I mean, you like the idea that President Trump has national security first, that he's actually trying to get supply chains back in America. It sounds like young people understand the issues.
We do, yeah. We woke up every morning under a Joe Biden-Kamala Harris administration concerned because we're draft age that we were going to be the ones sent overseas to fight in a Kamala Harris-Joe Biden proxy war. We don't have to do that under Donald Trump. I can sleep easier at night knowing that we have a peace through strength president back in office who is not going to bed at 4 in the afternoon, but is actually waking up at 4 a.m. in the morning to go into the Oval Office and get work done for the country. That's how he's gotten to do more in 50 days than any other president's done in 500. His secret is actually working for the American people.
All right, we will leave it there. We'll be watching the situation. Brilyn, great to have you this morning. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, Maria. Have a good week.
All right, and to you, Brilyn Hollyhand. Quick break, and then we'll be right back here watching Mornings with Maria live on Fox Business. Stay with us.